Hi everyone, my name is Karen, this is my channel RatherBeReading, and today I'm bringing to you my April book haul. So April, I was pretty disciplined. As you guys know, I've been sticking to a book buying kind of ban for the beginning part of the year from basically February through May. I've been trying not to purchase anything. I know it's going to all go out the window in June because my birthday's in June, but let's jump in. As always, we will start off with the library books that I picked up in the month of April. So the first books that I picked up are two of the Janet Evanovich Stephanie Plum books. So first off, we have Plum Spooky. This is book 14.5 because there seems to, at the moment, I'm not sure if it continues, but at this stage, for like the last 3 or 4 books, there's been a novella in between each book in the series. But this one looks like basically a full-length novel. Yeah, this is like almost 300 pages. It's like 200 and, oh, it is. It's over 300 pages. It's 309 pages, which to me is not a novella, especially for this series because the books aren't normally super long, so I don't know why this is so long. It even says on here a between the numbers novel, but whatever. I then have Finger Lickin' 15, which is a terrible title, but is the 15th book in the series. How long is this one? Yeah, this one's only like 312 pages. So this is only 3 pages longer than the novella, which is just a little bit ridiculous. But these are just really easy, lighthearted, chick lit reads. So I'm sure I'm going to be able to get through them pretty quickly. I then picked up Cards on the Table by Agatha Christie. This is the next book in the Hercule Poirot series that I need to get to. And I really enjoyed this series, so I'm looking forward to getting to this one. Next, I picked up Rock Chicks by Ronnie Cooper. This is about 3 women, one of who is a groupie, one of whom is the wife, and one of whom is the manager, to do with a rock band. It says here, 3 strong women, 3 best friends. The Rock Chicks have joined the party and it's become the sexiest ticket in town. It says here on the front, behind every great man there is a woman. Behind the world's greatest band, there are 3. So I think this is all just going to be about these 3 women around this rock band. This is not necessarily the type of thing that I think that I'm going to super like. And this is quite long. This is like a well over 400 page book. Like, it's pretty chunky. But this is one of the books that I had for one of my goals, was to read some of the books on my physical TBR list. This is one of them. So we'll see whether I end up enjoying this or not. Next, I picked up Void Moon by Michael Connelly. So I was looking a bit more in depth into Michael Connelly. This is actually not a Harry Bosch novel, but basically every book that Michael Connelly's ever published, you should basically just read in publication order because I think they all kind of intertwine together. So I found a more comprehensive list that listed what is called the Harry Bosch universe, which listed all of the books. And this is a book that's well back that I never read because it follows a different character called Cassie Black, that I just thought I may as well at this point go back and read. Because I really do enjoy Michael Connelly. I enjoy crime fiction and like courtroom drama, all that type of thing. I have no idea who Cassie Black is, if she's a detective, journalist, lawyer, no idea, but I'm sure I'll find out and I'm hoping that I'll enjoy it. And then once, I think there's 2 books maybe that follow Cassie Black, I'm not exactly sure. And then once I've read all of the previously published books from the point that I'm up to, I'll continue on with Harry Bosch, but yeah, I did pick this one up. And finally, from the library, I picked up Princess of Thorns by Stacey J. So this is another one I needed to read to reach one of my goals, which is some of the older books I think that I'd marked as read on Goodreads. I think this is one of those. I think this is the first book actually in a series, and I think this is about Sleeping Beauty's daughter who has been cursed and she can never fall in love. She can only ever experience platonic love. I'm not sure what happens to her if she falls in romantic love. And then I think her brother goes missing, and so she disguises herself as a boy to try like get her brother back. And it also follows a prince who is also cursed. He has to convince someone to marry him before his 18th birthday or meet the same terrible fate as his 10 older brothers. No idea what happened to them. And I presume that they're going to fall in love, which is dangerous for them, and have to figure out how to overcome that. This sounds like it could potentially be really cheesy, but we'll see whether I enjoy it and decide that I want to continue on. I think maybe this is like a companion series, like maybe this is like a Sleeping Beauty retelling, and then there might be other fairy tale retellings later on. I'm not 100% sure. Hi guys, Karen from the future here. I had to film this clip separately where I look completely different. I have last night's hair and I'm technically wearing my pajamas, but I wanted to film this really quickly and put this in because I completely forgot to include the ebooks that I purchased in last month's haul. So I wanted to go over those really quickly. I did purchase 5 ebooks in the month of April that I want to go over really quickly. So the first of those is Child of Mine by V.J. Chambers. This is an adult thriller that deals with a woman who has an autistic son who is basically accused of murder, and she doesn't believe that her son could ever have committed a crime like this, and then I think it's all about her trying to basically solve the murder so that she can exonerate her son. I then also purchased Assassin's Study by Maria V. Schneider. I just happened to come across that there were quite a few novellas in this Poison Study series, of which I own some of the books of, and this was free on Kindle. I think this is book 1.5, so I did purchase that one. I also purchased both The Butterfly Garden and The Roses of May by Dot Hutchison. These are the first 2 books in an adult horror thriller series that is all about I think it's about a woman who's being interviewed by police, giving her account because she's recently escaped a serial killer, and this is a serial killer who tattoos like anatomically correct butterfly wings onto the backs of his victims. I think that's what it is. And I've heard pretty good things about this recently, and they had both the first and second books. I can't remember if they were free or if they were just cheap, really cheap on Kindle. Winnie, don't scratch that, please. So yeah, I purchased both of those. There is a third book coming out, which hopefully I'll eventually be able to pick up on Kindle as well. And then the final ebook that I purchased in the month of April was Pretty Girls Dancing by Kylie Brandt. This is one that I saw was cheap on Kindle, and I purchased because I had recently marked it as to read. This is another adult thriller, and in this one it's about a girl who has gone missing, and then I think I'm not sure if it's around the same time or years later when another girl has gone missing, and I think we're following the detective basically who's trying to solve these missing person cases. So yes, those are the 5 ebooks that I purchased in the month of April. So now back to past Karen, or we're all past Karen to you, but back to the Karen who's going to talk to you about the physical books. Bye guys. So now moving on to the books that I purchased in the month of April. Now, as I mentioned, I was very disciplined in April. I only placed my 1 book depository order for the month, but I do actually have something here to show you that I actually purchased in March and forgot to show in my March book haul. So in March, I did also actually purchase this Harry Potter box set. So this was definitely outside of my technical book buying ban, but I'm not worried about this because it's not adding to my TBR because I've obviously read the Harry Potter series. I have wanted a new Harry Potter box set for ages, and I've been tossing up between getting this one with the kind of rainbow spines and getting the one where the spines make up the picture of the castle, and I would ideally like to have both. But I ended up finding this in, I think it was Kmart. Yeah, it was in Kmart here, and it was only $65 for the entire box set, and it does have the, oh sorry about the glare, the picture of the I still haven't taken the plastic off. It does have the Hogwarts castle on the back, so I actually think I'm going to put this up on the top of my bookshelf facing backwards so that you can see, or I might even take them out of the box and have them next to the box with this and then the books. I do like the rainbow spines, but I also really love the covers, which I would show you, but I really can't be bothered to take them all out and show you each one. I'm sure you've seen them before, but I really do love the illustrations of these covers, so I'm really excited to have this, and eventually I may purchase the Hogwarts Castle box set as well. Who knows, it's pretty expensive, so eventually I would like to get it, but we'll see. So now moving on to the 3 books that I purchased in my monthly book depository order. First off, we have Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins. If you recall, I think it was in my January book haul, I had copies of Anna and the French Kiss and Isla and the Happily Ever After that I found secondhand for really cheap. And so I purchased this second book in the series so that when I eventually get to this, I have the whole trilogy. Next, I purchased A Million Suns by Beth Revis. So this is the second book in a trilogy. The first book is I can't even remember what the trilogy is called, but the first book is Across the Universe, and I think it's Across the Universe trilogy, there you go. I own Across the Universe, and I've had it for ages. It's actually coming up really soon on my TBR, which is why I purchased this, because I purchased the first book and then I never purchased the second or third book. So I now own this second one. I can't even remember what the first book is about. All I remember is that it's a science fiction YA trilogy, I think. That's kind of older. I used to get a bit of hype on BookTube kind of when I very first started watching BookTube videos, but I'm excited to read it. I purchased it. I still need to pick up the third book, but I now have the first two so that when I do get to it, I can continue on basically and read the whole trilogy. And the final book that I picked up in the month of April is Saga, Volume 7 by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. This is actually the last volume that I've read, so I now own all the volumes that I've read, which is really nice. This one annoyed me a little bit. Book Depository quite often ship all of the books when you order. You'll get them separately, which is fine, but this one I got them all together, which again would be fine, except it was like packaged with this one flat and then kind of this one on top and this one on top and then in a package. So because of that, this one was like had been bent upwards. So I don't think you're going to be able to see, but there's a really big worn bent mark across the cover from where it had obviously been like bent in at the side, which is a little bit annoying because it mainly annoys me because these are so expensive. Like these are like $18 an issue, and when I'm paying that much money for something, I want it to come in pretty pristine condition, but it's not the type of, I can see it like on the right angle. Anyway, I'm not gonna like cry myself to sleep over it, but it is just a little bit annoying. But yes, this is the final book that I purchased in the month of April. So those are all of the books that I acquired in the month of April. I would love to chat with you guys in the comments down below if you've read any of these books or ever bought any of these books, or what guys you picked up in the month of April. Have you guys been disciplined with your book buying, or have you been splurging? I'm not going to lie to you guys, it has been difficult. There's been a few times where I've almost slipped, and there is one exception that I had already planned to make in May that I'm expecting to buy outside of the monthly Book Depository order, and then it's almost, sometimes it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think it can be counterproductive to go on a book buying ban, because then I think when I come off it, I may go even crazier because I've been repressing my natural urges for so long. But we'll see. And especially because it's my birthday, I think I'm just going to be like, treat yourself, treat yourself, treat yourself. And I'm going to end up with like even more books in June than I would have normally purchased if I'd just been purchasing as usual across the last 4 or 5 months. But we'll see. I would love to chat with you guys in the comments down below, as I said, about what you've been buying. Please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you want to see more from my channel. But that's all I've got for this video today. Bye guys.